The city slowed gently beneath them, blurred lights, distant horns, and the wind whispering across the rooftop terrace. Inside the suit, his lay forgotten on the floor. Their names were still unsaid, but their bodies knew each other like memory. His mouth was host against her collarbones. God, you taste like trouble, he whispered, voice low, rough, barely controlled. His hand gripped her hips as if memorizing the shape. Vian's finger threaded into his hair, tugging, electing a groan that sent a thrill. Then don't stop, she gasped. Get in trouble with me. He laughed, just a breath, but it broke into a moan as she pushed him back onto the bed, climbing over him like she's done that 1,000 times in her dreams. Maybe she had. They moved like fire. Her moans filled the room, quiet, breathless, his name still unknown but not needed. He knew what she liked, without asking, coaxing her to the edge again and again with slow, deliberate touch until she was shaking, nails scoring his back. He murmured, his against her ear, let me feel you. She broke for him, legs trembling. His name, still unknown, lost on her tongue. Next morning. Sunlight filtered through the curtains. Vian woke slowly, sore in the best way, her skin still humming from the night before. She reached across the bed, but he was not there, only faint warmth where he had been. No note, no name, her heart twisted with a kind of ache she had not expected. Wrapping a rope around herself, she padded across the plush carpet, still barefoot, and opened the door to the small sitting room, empty, only a glass of water on the table and something small beside it, a ring. A masculine shape, but slim, elegant, a single diamond pressed into dark metal. It looked like it should not belong to a man like him, powerful, commanding, untouchable. And yet it fit perfectly into the mystery he left behind. She stared at it for a long time before slipping it into a chain around her neck. She would keep it, not as a token of a fairy tale ending, but as a reminder of a night that should not have meant everything, but did. After 1 year. A knock on her office door. Sarah, her friend and fellow assistant, peeked in with a grin. Congratulations again, executive assistant. Vian, big boss move. Vian smiled, fingers sitting on the keyboard. Thanks. Honestly, I did not think they would give me the role. They did not have a choice. You are the only one who doesn't cry when the board breathes too hard. Vian chuckled softly. Sarah walks in, placing a folder on her desk. New CEO arrive tomorrow. Official intros at 10 a.m. You are assigned to him now directly. Great, Vian mutters. Another egotistical shark in a suit. Sarah shrugs. Maybe word is he's cold, brutal, does not like to be touched, and never give interviews. Vian leans back in her chair, something twists in her chest. Cold, she glares at the chain around her neck, hidden beneath her top. Her fingers brush the maid through the fabric, and for a moment her heart stumbles, but she says nothing. Tomorrow she would meet her new boss. She did not believe in fate anymore, but fate, it seemed, was not finished with her. Next morning. The elevator rose with a soft hum, each floor ticked past with quiet finality. Vian stood alone, fingers brushing against the smooth chain around her neck. She did not even realize she reached for it, her body just sometimes. A habit, a comfort, something to hold when she could not explain. The memory of that night was hazy in details, but vivid in feeling. The way that stranger had touched her, the way he had made her feel like she had been known, devoured, worshipped, and then disappeared. She had stopped chasing answers, but the question still lingered. The elevator opened. Later. The She stepped onto a corridor of glass and polished steel, the skyline of souls sprawling out in every direction. A receptionist gestured toward a sleek glass office at the end of the hall. You can go in, he is expecting you. Vian walked, heels soft against the floor, breath steady. She smoothed her top, high-necked, professional. The ring still on its chain rested beneath it, hidden. She knocked once. Come in. The voice sent something down her spine. She opened the door, and there he was, the new CEO, Jungkook. Still, full composed, black suit, crisp tie, sleeve rolled precisely to his elbow, like even his restraint was calculated. He stood beside the wide window, city at his back, phone in one hand. When he turned to look at her, something shifted in his eyes, not shock. "Miss Kang?" he asked, voice low, smooth, unreadable. "Yes," she replied, bowing slightly. "It's an honor, Mr. John." He said nothing for a moment, just looked at her, something about her, something quite familiar in a way that made his throat feel too tight. He could not place it. He gestured to the seat in front of his desk. His gaze flicked over her professional control, but then it caught briefly on the delicate chain packing beneath her top, glinting softly into the light. He looked away. It was nothing. They worked well together, too well. Ryan anticipated his need before he voiced them. Memos were already typed before he finished giving instructions. Files were waiting, sorted, color-coded exactly how he would have done it himself if he had the time. But he started watching her more than he meant to, the way her fingers flew across the keyboard, the way she bit the inside of her cheek when concentrating, the way she sipped her coffee slowly as if savoring, and sometime when she stood beside his desk, pointing at a document, his eyes would wander. Not rudely, not intentionally, but they would land on the hollow of her throat, the chain shining, slipping beneath the edge of her blouse, and something about it made his pulse thrum strangely, like a memory almost remembered. Vian was not affected either, she told herself. It was just professional admiration. The man was intimidatingly competent, controlled, but she caught glances of him at 8 p.m., sleeves rolled, tie loose, fingers pinching the bridge of his nose. Their eyes would look around the room, silent, still, not cold, not warm, just something, and then he would glance away like it never happened, but it was happening day by day. A pull neither of them could name, like gravity was playing a private game only. They did not know each other, not really, but the air between them hummed like they had finished unfinished business, business that had not even begun yet. Later, the car ride was mostly quiet, the hum of city traffic weaving between them. Jungkook reviewed the contract notes on his phone. Vian sat behind him, reading over the lunch schedule, her hair softly tucked behind one ear, but he noticed something else today. She was not dressed like usual. Her outfit, still professional, was slightly looser, a soft cream top with gold buttons, paired with a sleek tan shirt, elegant, effortless, but what truly caught his eye was the chain. For the first time, it was fully visible, a delicate silver chain. Something tucked beneath it, resting just beneath the tip of her neck, still hidden, still teasing. He looked away, quickly, too aware, too curious. They arrived at the upscale restaurant, perfect for private deals. Later, Jungkook kept his face unreadable as they greeted the client and they took their seats. Vine sat across from him, poised, notebook ready. She smiled politely, spoke confidently. Her professionalism did not slip once, but he still noticed the way the chain moved when she leaned forward. Still hidden, still pulling something in his chest. Then it happened. A waitress approached. Her tray loosened with 2 glasses of chilled water. Her grip faltered just slightly. The glass tipped, the water spilled directly into Vine's top. "Ah, I am sorry," the waitress gasped. Vian jolted upright, a small cry leaving her lips as the cold soaked through the thin fabric. Jungkook stood instantly, reaction before thought. His hand landed on her shoulder, steadying her. "Are you all right?" he asked, voice sharper than he meant it to be, concerned, masked in the command. "Ah, yeah," she muttered, flustered, dabbing herself with the napkin. "It's fine, really." But he had already seen it. Just for a second, the soaked fabric clung to her skin, the neckline dipped with shift of her blouse, and that was when it happened. The ring, hanging from that chain. Black metal, clean curve, a single small diamond embedded in the center. Time stilled, his heart stuttered. No, it could not be. The ring had been his, a gift, an indulged, rare thing. A night that still haunted his dreams like a half-finished story. He swallowed tightly. The waitress apologized again and rushed off. Vine sat back down, cheeks flushed, top them, but her dignity intact. Jungkook watched her, silent, eyes sharper now, colder but burning underneath. Finally, he asked, casually, too casually, his voice lower than usual. "That ring on your necklace." Her hand flew instinctively to her chest, fingers brushing the chain protectively. "It's nothing." His brow twitched. "Don't." It looked like nothing. She did not meet his eyes. "It's just something old, not important." She laughed softly, trying to wave it off, but her voice was light and her fingers still clutched the chain like it meant everything. And in that moment, he knew he did not say anything more. The client returned, lunch resumed, contacts were discussed, polite laughter, signature cocktails. The rest of the meeting passed like nothing had happened, but he could not stop thinking. Later, the ride back was quieter than the morning. Jungkook did not look at her, not directly, but his hands were clasped tighter than usual, his jaw locked and his thoughts spinning. Ryan sat beside him, staring out the window, her drop head dried mostly. She sat beside him, inside the car, but the chain still rested against her skin, as it mocking them both. He did not ask again, and she did not offer the truth because how do you tell your boss you have been unknowingly wearing the ring of the man you once gave yourself to, blindfolded by fate and anonymity? And worse, she was still waiting for him. Later, the sky was glowing copper. By the time they returned to the office, the building had quietened, most staff gone, the hall silent, but for the low hum of the air conditioning and the distant buzz of city traffic far low. Ryan stepped out of the elevator first, her breath steady only because she had practiced keeping it that way. The lunch, the spill, the look in his eyes when he saw the ring. She tried to forget the heat in his gaze, the way it lingered on her throat long after she had tucked the chain back beneath her top, but she could not. He had not said a word since then. Not in the car, not in the elevator, just silence, tense, suffocating, full of knowing. She stepped into her office, ready to shut the door. Later, Miss Kang, she turned. Jungkook was there, calling her. Still in his black dress shirt, sleeves rolled up, jacket tossed somewhere behind him. The dying sunlight slanted across his face, painting fire along his jaw. His eyes were not cold now, they were searching. "Come here," he said quietly. She hesitated. "Please." She walked to him slowly, heart thugging harder with each step. He stood by her window now, the city behind him, glowing orange and gold. She had never seen him look like this, unguarded, uncertain, intense. His voice was quiet, controlled. "That ring," he said, "on your necklace." She stiffened. "It's not. I have seen it before." Her breath caught, but he kept going. "I lost it exactly 1 year ago." She froze. Jungkook's hands were in his pocket now, but his body was tense, like every word he said cost something. It was not just a ring, it was custom, black metal, single diamond. "I wore it in a masquerade gala last year. That night He trailed off, jaw clenching slightly. "I was not sober, not really, just high on something else. Adrenaline, heat, touch. I don't know her name." "I didn't ask." Wine's lips parted slightly, her chest rising faster. His eyes darkened, stepping closer. "But I remember her breath, the way she moved, the way she moaned." His voice was low now, almost guttural. "And when I saw the ring on you today." Another step. Closer now. It hit me. She could not breathe. He stared at her like she was missing line in a song he had been humming for a year. "Was it you?" he asked, voice barely above a whisper. "Tell me it was you." Ryan swallowed hard. "I did not know," she said, truth cracking in her voice. "I didn't know until now." His hand lifted slowly, hovering near her collar. "Can I?" She nodded, fingers careful, reverent. He reached for the chain, gently pulled it into view. The ring caught the fading sunlight. The same ring. His ring. He exhaled, soft and shaken. "So," he whispered, "it was you." She didn't know who moved first. Maybe both of them, but suddenly they were closer, chest to chest, the ring between them. Her breath coat when his hands cupped her jaw, thumb brushing the corner of her mouth. "You never left me," he said hoarsely. "That night, I tried to forget. I tried." Her voice cracked. "Me too." "You wore the ring," he whispered, forehead touching hers. "You kept it. Because I could not forget how you made me feel." That was it. That was enough. His lips pressed to hers, not rushed but deep. A kiss, not of seduction but recognition, like they had already kissed in another time, another skin, another darkness, and now they were meeting again in light. She melted into him. He breathed her in, and the ring hung between them, a silent truth that had waited a year to be known. The kiss deepened like a storm building on the horizon. Jungkook did not rush her, but there was urgency beneath the surface, a silent desperation that said, "I have waited long enough." His mouth moved with a purpose, with need, like he was relearning something his body already remembered.